Hey guys, it's me, Dennis Doucette, here again for another comic book review. This is my 4th review I have ever done. I will be reviewing comic books that I purchased on January 7th, 2012. Up first we have my pick of the week, Secret Avengers number 22. This is written by Avenger, the first issue of the brand new Secret Avenger team. I really liked this book a lot. It was super good. The writing was spot on. The art is amazing. I loved the art in this book. In the beginning of the book, we see this terrorist who tries to commit a terrorist act, which is blowing himself up in front of a crowd of people. This woman that's there with her child inhales the entire blast from the explosion and prevents anyone from dying, but then later on everyone dies. So the Avengers go and try to find out what's going on with this woman, and there's other people trying to find this woman as well who aren't good guys, so there's a little bit of a confrontation in this book. So you get a lot of good action and a lot of good storytelling, and I'm ready for the next issue. So go ahead and buy this book. My favorite member on this team so far, I would say, would be Ant-Man, the small little Ant-Man that's on the arrow right here. I really like him. He's a little fun character. Beast is really cool, and I think I'll like a lot of these characters a lot. Hawkeye is definitely a great team leader, and I can't wait for when more members join the team, because I know that there'll be Venom, and I think Human Torch or Tonto or whatever one that is. But I'm really excited for that. It was really a good team book. I'm excited. I'm reading a little bit more Marvel books now, and I definitely give this a buy. Alright, up next we have Batwoman issue 6. This is a new story arc, and this is actually a new artist. This artist is really good, but not as good as, I believe it was J.H. Williams III. I like this artist, but it's definitely not better than the original artist. The original artist, I think anyone wouldn't disagree with me saying they were one of the best artists out there. But it's still really good, and it's very stylized, and I'm liking everything about this book. We still get a little bit of backstory, what's going on with that weeping woman and how that kind of all happened. Batwoman is now working for the DEO, and she is looking for the people who are responsible for kidnapping all the children. So this is a really good issue, good art, not better than it was before, but still really good, and it's definitely a buy. It's really great storytelling, so buy this issue. Up next we have a number 1 from Dark Horse, Conan the Barbarian. This is a really great issue. I really like this story a lot. This is Conan when he was younger. The art in this book is so amazing. It reminds me a lot of Cliff Chang. That stylized kind of look to it, and the writing is really well. It's a young Conan, and I've never had any experience with any Conan book before. I've never read it before, so this is my first time in this universe of Conan the Barbarian, and I'm liking it a lot. I'm definitely going to pick up the next issue. It was probably one of my favorite books of the week. Buy this book, Conan the Barbarian. Conan in this issue is running away from some barbarian policemen, and he jumps aboard a ship, and it's kind of the story of him on the ship with these men, and we get a little bit of backstory of why he was running away from the guardsmen. We get a little bit of story of who the Queen of the Black Coast is. Not a lot goes on in this issue. There's a lot of storytelling, not too much action, but I'm sure there's a lot of action coming up in the next issue from what the last page showed. So I'm really excited for this, and I definitely give it a buy. Up next we have Frankenstein, Agent of Shade, issue 6, written by one of my favorite writers, Jeff Lemire. I really like this book. Frankenstein is a really great character. I never knew anything about him before pre-52. Really good. I'm really sad that Jeff Lemire is going to be leaving this series after issue 10, but I'm sure he's going to have a really great story to tell us up until then. We have Frankenstein going out with the Creature Commandos, and they're trying to find one of the original Creature Commandos, and they're trying to break him down because he's a threat. We get a lot of backstory with Frankenstein in this issue, and we also get some really cool stuff with the Shade Center and what's going on with that. My favorite characters in this book would probably be the Mummy. I'm not really sure what his name is, I forget, and also like Nina the Mermaid, Black Lagoon woman girl. So I really like this book, and I definitely give it a buy. Buy this book. Jeff Lemire is amazing. Buy it. Up next we have another DC comic. It is Batman and Robin issue 6. Yeah, this is done by Peter Tomasi. and it has art by Patrick Gleason. Patrick Gleason is a really great artist. He does a really good job on this book. I really like Patrick Gleason ever since he was drawing Aquaman in the last series before the New 52 came out. I love all his shadows and all the inking and everything in this book is just amazing. I really like the new Robin, which is Damian, which is his son, and that's a really great aspect of this book, is son and father. If you've been reading this book, you might have been thinking that Robin's going to the dark side, but there's a little stuff to the story that explains everything, and it's really great. I cannot wait for the next issue. This book comes out every second week of the month and is one of the first books I am eagerly anticipating to open. I love this book. It's amazing. Buy Batman or Robin every issue. So just go buy it. Up next we have Green Lantern issue 6. Written by Jeff Johns, who is a genius. Jeff Johns writes a really great Green Lantern, of course, that's why he's made him one of the most popular superheroes now in DC Comics. The artwork in this book is a fill-in artist. It's not the usual artist. It's Mike Choi, and Mike Choi is a good artist, but he doesn't really get a grasp on Hal Jordan. In the beginning of the issue, I thought it was a flashback because Hal Jordan looked pretty young, but then you see that it's not a flashback, it's actually current time. But besides the fact that he makes Hal Jordan look really young, like kind of like in his teens, this is really great art and it's a really great story. In this issue we get Hal Jordan trying to live his life without being a Green Lantern and getting used to it, and he's actually quite enjoying it, living his life with Carol. But Sinestro has other plans for him, and they're going to go after the Indigo Tribe, which I'm sure everyone knows because it's in the solicitations of the future issues of Green Lantern. So I'm really excited to find out what's going to happen with Green Lantern and the Indigo Tribe. I really like the connection between Hal Jordan and Sinestro. The chemistry in this book is really great. And besides Hal Jordan looking really young in this book, the artwork is good, and I really like this story, and I cannot wait for the next issue. Jeff Johns is a genius. Go buy Green Lantern right now. Up next is another Marvel book. I got Deadpool issue 50. I got the issue 49.1, which is the first Deadpool issue that I bought. That was the Deadpool musical issue, which pretty much caught me up on the entire series. It was really smart how they did that. So this is the first part of the story, Dead, where in this issue pretty much Deadpool is trying to find a way for him to die. He has the healing factor just like Wolverine, and he's miserable pretty much. He can't die, and he wants to die. Deadpool finally finds out that there's a way he can die, so he ends up trying to manipulate the Uncanny X-Force and a bunch of other characters in the Marvel Universe into helping him find out who has this way of killing him, so he can prevent it, but in fact he wants it so he can kill himself. It's really funny, it's a great story, I'm really glad I jumped onto it, and I'm liking it a lot, so I definitely say give Deadpool a pickup. And the last book of the week that I got is Resurrection Man issue 6. Now before the whole new DC 52 thing, I had never even really heard about Resurrection Man or read anything about him. And when the whole new 52 thing came out, I heard about this and I read about it and I was really interested in it, and I'm glad I did pick it up and starting off at issue 1. This has been one of my favorite books of DC. I like the whole aspect of Resurrection Man, how he dies and every time he comes back to life he has a new power. It's really cool to see how the writer of this book finds new ways to kill off Resurrection Man, and when he comes back to life, what power he has. He dies usually like 8 times in every issue, so we get a bunch of different powers in every issue. And in this issue he actually gets sent to Arkham Asylum. He actually wants to die in this issue because he hasn't died in a while and he's feeling weak. Arkham Asylum puts Resurrection Man on suicide watch because he tried killing himself by jumping off the balcony, and so he can't kill himself, and that's one thing he wants to do because he doesn't have the power to get out of there, I believe. I really like the artist on this book, and I really like the writer, Dan Abnett, I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's a really great story. I hope that if you're not reading it, that you actually give it a try. I would actually say that out of all the books that I'm getting for this week, this is the one I'll recommend to anyone who isn't getting it. It's not the pick of the week, but it's definitely my recommendation of the week. I say try picking up Resurrection Man. It's a really great story and you won't regret it. So it's a buy. Alright guys, well this is another comic book review by me, Dennis. What you see behind me is actually Weekiwachi Springs. I'm in an underwater theater. This is actually where I work. I work as an underwater performer here, so I actually am doing a lot of stuff back in here in the water, and there's a whole audience watching me, and we do a show like The Little Mermaid, and we've done other shows for like Halloween and stuff where I played Aquaman in one show actually. So maybe in the future I'll upload some footage from those shows. If you guys have any questions about my job, job, or if you guys want me to review any other books, or if you have any recommendations for me, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. I'm really excited for all these comic book reviews I've been doing. I'm having a blast doing them, and I'll keep coming out with them every week, and maybe I'll start some other featured videos on this channel where I'll do other stuff that relates to comics. So once again, please leave me comments letting me know what you thought about my reviews. And once again, this is Dennis Doucette, and I hope you guys have a really great day.